Hi, welcome to episode 63 of the Passionate Spinner podcast. My name is Tracy. You can find me as Schnüffeltier on Ravelry and Instagram. There is a Ravelry group for this podcast where a lot of awesome knit-alongs are going on next year. So please come over and join. There is a blog where I do not put up show notes. I'm going to talk about that. I just put up the video and links where you can find me, and I actually have not put up the video for the last 10 videos or so because I just forgot. I'm not doing show notes actually because I just don't have the time, or I do not want to make the time. It takes a lot of time to make them, good, and I'm just not writing them. So if you have any questions about anything I show, just ask me and I will gladly tell you, but I'm not writing down anything on the internet. It takes up too much time that I'd rather spend knitting. So there are no show notes for this podcast. I'm sorry if you were looking for them. But thank you so much for being here. I have a lot of things to show, and I did do show notes. Can you see this? I have show notes and it actually continues. That's what happens when I write down show notes. So it's a lot. It's gonna be a long one. So, okay. I'm not wearing hand knits because it's super warm. Well, it's actually quite cold, but the sun is shining directly at the house. And, windows and sunshine just make for a warm room. So I'm not wearing hand knits except for socks. And I'm not going to be athletic again like last time. So, knitting in the past. I have two things to show that you've never seen before. So I'm quite happy about that. I made a scarf for my son, and it looks like this. It looks weird. I cannot put it on myself because it will strangle me because my neck is quite a bit thicker than his. But it is. I was looking through internet. I was looking through Ravelry to find a scarf for a child because, he needs a scarf. And I found one that is almost like this and was a paid for pattern, but it's a garter stitch scarf with a little bit of shaping, so I did not pay for that pattern. I just based mine off the picture, and I did change a lot, so I don't feel bad. What I did was I did a I-cord cast on and an attached I-cord for the sides to make it look nice. There's a big hole in here and a little puffy star at the end of the scarf. So when he puts it on his little neck, he can poke through the hole and just grab the star and pull it through, and the scarf will stay where it should. It's an absolute awesome idea. I found a lot of these pull-through patterns on Ravelry. There are a lot by Drops Design that I liked. But my husband settled on this one. He said he liked this one best, so I did this one. And yeah, like I said, I did not pay for the pattern, but if you want to make something like this, there is a pattern, and it is by Kate Gilbert. She's the founder of Twist Collective. And it is a pattern in Twist Collective. I just don't know which one. And she has a boy and a girl version. The boy version is blue with a star, and the girl version is pink with a heart to pull through. So I based it totally off of her pattern. And the yarn, I used leftovers. I did knit a cardigan for Tim out of this yarn here. And this is just leftover from a shawl of mine that I made. The star pattern is a free download on Ravelry. It's by Frankie Brown. She has a lot of awesome patterns. They are all for free. And I just kind of attached it. I did knit it on and then just did a little bit more stitching to make it tight. Stuffed it a little bit, and it's a scarf for my kid, and he can wear it and put it on by himself. So I really like it. I think it's very cute. I've never seen anything like it, so it's awesome. I used 2.75 millimeter needles for a star and a sock yarn. This is some worsted weight or DK left over, and I used a 4 millimeter needle, which is a US 2 for the star and a US 6 for the scarf. So that's the first thing I made. Made the scarf in one day, the star in the next morning, and just sewed everything together. Very, very easy. This room is so crammed because I have so much stuff to show. I'm just gonna have to throw it somewhere. Okay, now for the next thing. I was sitting around after Christmas and I just wanted to knit and I didn't know what I want to knit, and I've had this cardigan in my head for a while now that I just want to get it done, and I did. So the story goes like this. 3 years ago, on December 27th, 2013, I started a cardigan, and it is this cardigan here. It is by Stephanie Chappell. The book is Fitted Knits. This is the cardigan. It's called Short Sleeve Cardigan with Ribbing. What an amazing name for a pattern. And I have made this cardigan before for myself, and it turned out way too small. It was out of a beautiful Rowan yarn, and I gave it to my sister. And I wanted to have this cardigan for myself, so I did cast on a new one. And it was out of yarn from Melino Liesel. She's out of business, unfortunately. And I bought handspun yarn from her. It's 50% wool, 50% silk, and she spun it into a thick and thin single that she did ply with a silk yarn. And this is my cardigan. So now I'm going to wear it next time to show it to you properly. The story of this cardigan is quite simple. I cast it on December 27th, 3 years ago, and knit the entire body, and was done with the body January 15th or something like that. And then I put it in its bag and left it in its bag until 3 days ago, when I decided that it's time to get this out and finished. Or was Christmas Day. So Christmas Day, I pulled it out and I did knit the button bands first before I knit the sleeves. It's a top-down cardigan, so you know, put your sleeves on holders and finish them later. So I did the button bands first because I was running low on yarn, and then I knit the sleeves, and I had a teeny amount of yarn left, and I have it here, but I have to bend to get to it. I hope I will not throw everything on the floor. So good. So this is the leftover that I had after finishing the second sleeve. I was really doing a very yarn chicken game here, and I'm gonna show you the swatch because that's the easiest thing for me to hold up to the camera. I did make a swatch, so I could have ripped out my swatch to finish the sweater, but I didn't have to. So that was my swatch that I made. And yeah, so I made an effort to finish this sweater on December 27th, and I did. So I started it exactly 3 years before I finished it, and I worked on it for maybe 3 weeks, really. So it's kind of stupid to have it put away, but I pulled it out, it's finished, it's lovely, it's quite big, which is good because I don't like too form-fitting things, and I'm gonna wear it, like I said, next time. I just didn't want to wear it today. But yes, what I did do, I blocked it, and I did not block the stockinette part, but I did block out the ribbing because, you know, ribbing pulls in quite a bit, and this ribbing is right around my widest part, so I didn't want that to pull in. For the buttons, I just used buttons that I had. I got them at the flea market. They were €1 for 8 buttons. I used 7 and I have 1 spare, which I always do when I buy new buttons for something. I always buy 1 spare. If I lose a button, I can attach a new one. So my finished cardigan, that makes the 3rd handspun sweater for this year, and I will have a year in review video up in a few days. I have to do it, and I'm gonna tell you a bit about my sweater knitting this year. So yes, it's done. It's lovely. It's very soft and very snuggly. I love thick and thin spiral plied yarn. I have to make more. So yeah, it's my second finished object, something you have not seen before, but it's just beautiful. And this again is the book. Fitted knits. There was quite a few errors in this pattern. I didn't check errata because that's just easy enough to figure out by myself. If you want to get the book, it was published by Northlight Books in where is it? Shouldn't there be a copyright thingy in here? I can't. Oh, 2007. There it is. So this book is from 2007. It was one of my first ever knit books because I love her designs a lot. So yes, if you want to get it, do it. It's a good book. Okay, now that's it for knitting in the past. I have to have a sip of coffee. I am talking a lot today. I feel like a lot of very uninteresting stuff. Okay, now knitting in the present. I have 3 things on the needles and I just spit on myself. Okay, first thing on the needles you have not seen before is the Little Bobbins Knits Christmas Eve cast on. I decided to finally crack into my sock blanks, and this one is from Gail's Art. It was last year's Christmas blank, and my son got a hold of this and smeared chocolate all over. I ordered it last year, and now the sun is coming in, but I did only get it in the beginning of January, so I did not cast on and saved it for this Christmas. So here it is. This is what the sock blank looks like. It is gorgeous, and I have started a sock for myself. I'm using my Christmas needle cozy and my ebony wood needles by Holz und Stein. They are my favorites, or one of my favorites, because my absolute favorites are the Caspians. But yeah, Holz und Stein, ebony wood needles. This is how the sock is coming along. I do not mind knitting with this noodle yarn. I really don't mind at all. The only thing that's hard for me is if I look down on my sock is if normally when I knit a sock and I look down and I split the yarn somewhere, I can see it immediately. With this uneven stuff, I can't. That's the only problem I'm having, and I just hope that I didn't split stuff. So this is my Christmas Eve cast on. These are for me, myself, and I alone, because I have not knit socks for myself in forever, I feel like. So yeah, that's that. And it lives in a Bling Your String bag. I got this years ago for Christmas. It was one of her Christmas specials with a coordinating notions pouch that is just sitting here. So yeah, that's the first work in progress. The second is my scarf. I think I did show this last week. I'm actually not sure. I think I did. It's the Noro style scarf that I'm doing with Knit Picks Felici. And I'm right now not sure if I like it. When I started it, I really loved the color combination. Right now, I'm not so sure. So these are my 2 colors, and the sun is coming in, which is bad because I have a long way to go here. Okay, so these are the 2 colors that I'm using. It's Knit Picks Felici, like I said. The green is called Aquarium, and the brown is Maple Leaves. So yeah, this is how far I am. I'm going to continue, and if I have double the amount and I'm still not too sure about it, I'm just going to cast off and use it as a big coaster to go under my yarn bowl or something like that, and have the rest be socks. So this is in my Frogget Designs Christmas bag. It's a jolly brown print. And then onto my last work in progress, because I didn't touch any of the other things that I have laying around here. I started a new sweater yesterday. It lives in this ginormous box bag that I have. I'm not quite sure where I got it from. yeah, it's from A Needle Runs Through It. She has her shop on Etsy. I cannot get it closer to the camera because of the sun. So it's a huge box bag, and it holds 2 gigantic skeins of yarn. They are hand spun by me. They were a combo sweater spin, the way I like to do it. And I'm gonna hold them here. So, nope, here. I had 2 big skeins because I spun 4 bobbins, plied them on a mini spinner, which has gigantic bobbins. So I ended up with 2 big skeins, and I am striping those every 2 rows because they were just a bit, when you look at them, you can see that they are a bit different, and I thought it might be a good idea to stripe them. So I am knitting the Alpenglühen sweater by Isabel Kremer. I don't have the pattern here. Let me just switch over here. It's a paid for pattern on Ravelry. It's a classic cardigan with a cable pattern next to the button band. And this is how far I am. I just finished the bottom hem and did 2 rows of the main pattern. I decided to do a size combination for the first time because I looked at the schematics, and you know, I need to knit a size L for my bust, but my ass is quite a bit bigger than my boobs. So I looked at the schematics again and looked at the size, or you know, this centimeter thing for the hip, and I had to cast on for size 2XL to get to my hip size. And what I'm going to do is I cast on the largest size, and I am going to do the normal waist decreases as written, and instead of doing bust increases, I'm going to do a second set of decreases, and that will give me, or after I've done this, I will end up with the stitches for size L, which is what I need for the bust. And I'm going to finish the sweater in L instead of double XL and do the sleeves for size L. I hope this will work, and I hope you just understood what I said, because in my head it does make sense. So yeah, I'm using my oldest circular knitting needles just for one simple reason: they were in this room. So I didn't want to go downstairs and get other ones. And the stitch markers I got years ago in London when my husband and I flew out to go to Knit Nation, which took place in London a few years ago. And they're real ceramic little mugs. They are awesome. So yeah, that's my new sweater. And it is also my first entry into a new knit along that's going on in the group and that I will talk about later. So yes, new sweater. I'm in a sweater mood. I want to knit all the sweaters. Now, okay, I have to adjust a little bit. This was the last active work in progress. For knitting in the future, I want to knit down my UFOs like I have been doing for this year a little bit. Out of the 7 sweaters that I knit this year, 3 were UFOs. So that feels good. And I'm not sure if I want to do a finish 2, start 1 thing, or if I'm just gonna finish whatever I want to and cast on whatever I want to, because that's more like it. What I also really want to start, and this is where my geekery comes into play. Miss Babs had her end of year appreciation sale, and I did get 3 skeins of Yowza in the Wolf's Den colorway, which is a beautiful natural white with streaks of brown. And you know, it's called Wolf's Den. So first part of my geekery. I do have this book called Cascadia, And on the back of this book is a sweater by Jane Richmond that's called Beacon Hill. And if you watch Teen Wolf, you will have noticed by now that this is total geek sweater, because I ordered yarn that's called Wolf's Den. Teen Wolf, Wolf's Den. And Teen Wolf takes place in Beacon Hills. That's, the name of the place. And this sweater is called Beacon Hill. So I'm going to knit the Beacon Hill sweater by Jane Richmond out of the Wolf's Den yarn by Ms. Babs. Because I just cannot not do it. It's not possible. I have to make this happen. And the yarn is not here yet, of course, because I just ordered it and they have their Christmas break. But yeah, as soon as that's here, this sweater will get cast on. And it also will be part of the Use Your Books Cal, which is good because that is what I want to do next year. So, okay. Now, that wasn't the best idea. So that's it for knitting in the future. Finish some UFOs, work on the stuff that I have laying around, and knit a total geek sweater. I do not have spinning. I just didn't spin. But I have new stuff. Oh boy, I have new stuff. I have so much stuff to show. First off, I did get 2 new knitting books and they just came in the mail today. I literally was sitting down writing my show notes when the door rang and I got those. So I got 2 books by Hilary Grant. They're called Knitting from the North. This one says original designs inspired by Nordic and feral knitting traditions. It's this one here. And this one says Knitting from the North, 30 contemporary hats, gloves, scarves, and jumpers. And I hope that these are 2 very different books. I think they are. I hope they are. I did not look into them, but they do have kind of the same cover and the same projects on the cover. Now that would suck if they were the same book. I just have to check the table of contents for a second because this is making me a little bit, yeah, it's the same book. It actually is the same book. How awesomely shitty is that? They were both published this year. Of course I could have checked this up front, but who does that? So it's the same book with 2 different covers. Both by the same publisher. Nope. Different publishers. Who publishes a book with 2 different publishers within a few weeks? Now that sucks. Okay, I'm gonna have to send one of these back or ask one of my friends if they want one because I'm an idiot and I ordered the same book twice. Never happened before. Coffee. I need to have coffee. Okay. Now that's a bummer. It's such a typical thing to happen to me. I'm not even mad about it. Okay, now for Christmas gifts. I have some Christmas gifts that are fiber or yarn related, and I'm gonna show those. So I have one thing that's not quite done yet. It's the gift from my friend the Stitchinista, and she did sew a cover for my overlocker for me. And it looks like this so far. And as you can see, it has still some wonder clips attached to the bottom because she wasn't quite sure how long it has to be. So she will be over later today and we will check it out and get it to the right length and then she can finish it off. But I adore it. You see the beautiful fabric? It's awesome. So this will go over my overlocker and make sure that that one is safe. I also got from her the newest book by Tula Pink, and this book is awesome. I flipped through it. I really want to get back into quilting next year, and there are some beautiful projects in here. Some harder, some not so hard. So I am going to make something from this book next year. Then I did get a big box full of awesomeness from the US from my friends Grace and Lori. And I'm gonna have to show everything just because everything is so perfect and so much me. It's awesome. It's a bag full of Batman stuff. It all started with this beautiful skein of yarn that I have to... Oh, shit. The sun is coming up or around the corner. So this yarn here is by I'm not gonna even try to say that. You tell me what it's called. I do not know. But it's gorgeous. You know, I'm gonna hold it up here. Can you see it? It's gorgeous. And Lori told me that her daughter, Grace, decided that this looks a lot like the Joker. It reminded her of the Joker of Batman. And you all know that I love Batman. So they made a Batman themed box for me. This is a yarn. They also sent me some minis for my blanket. And then the Batman goodness starts. Lori is an amazing seamstress, and she made a project bag for me with Batman fabric, of course, and this awesome pull. I adore it. It will definitely hold my next project, and it's gonna be socks for sure, because I also really want to use the needle cozy that she made for me out of the same fabric. It's amazing. And a mug rug. A Batman mug rug. I love it so much. Then they sent me a Funko Pop keychain Batman. Batman ornament that has to go on my tree. And he is unbreakable, I hope, because Tim likes to get things off of the tree. Also, you know, I tell him no, but it seems like mommy's no doesn't really count for anything. So then this awesome little cube, kawaii cube Batman. Then I got one of Grace's beautiful bookmarks, and it's Robin, because I already have Batman. Now I have both of them. Then I got a chocolate bar that I will eat right after I finish this. A handful of tea, because I love tea. More Batman. That's leftover fabric that I will use to make something awesome for myself. And some awesome Batman socks. They look like they are Fair Batman socks. Awesome. They also included, which makes me super happy, 6-inch US 2s. DPNs. One set of the Caspians, which I love. And one set of the Majestic Wood, which I really wanted to try, but I've been whining so much about how I love these needles and couldn't get them that I didn't want to ask for, you know, for those as well. So I'm going to cast on some socks with the Majestic needles because I really want to try those. And I'm going to put the project in the Batman bag. So I'm going to put everything that I need for that in here right away, so I can have that ready to go. And I'm going to leave it out of the box and in my room. Okay, so thank you so much. I've gotten to know so many awesome people through this podcast, and I'm very, very grateful for every one of you, and especially grateful for awesome friends that I made through the podcast. So thank you too so much. This box is just amazing. Oh, and the chocolate bar. I'm gonna have that. So that's the first Christmas gift that came in the mail. I also got a gift from my friend Leanne. These I'm gonna show later. Leanne and I have been friends for years now. We've gotten to know each other through Ravelry. We were paired in a year-long swap a long time ago, and we've remained friends ever since. And she did send me some beautiful things. She did send me a book. She always sends me books. And I always send her books. And it's always amazing. I got Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. This has been on my want to read list forever. And I just have not read it yet. And this book here is just beautifully made. Like, it's a beautiful edition. And I cannot wait to start this. She sent me a skein of Cascade alpaca lace in a gorgeous teal, which is not coming off. It's a gorgeous color. And I'm not sure yet if I want to use it to knit myself a really intricate shawl or if I want to use it to ply a sweater yarn. Because this little skein here has 400 meters and I could use it to ply a larger quantity of yarn. I'm not sure yet. She also made me a pair of fingerless mitts, which I always love. And they are gorgeous. Like they always are. So here they are. Fingerless mitts. My boys are coming up the stairs because they are gonna go and have a nap. And then she did include something for Tim that is downstairs, and she did send some Reese's Pieces that I always give to my husband because he loves them. And she sent me some jam, raspberry and elderberry, just little jammies, and a Yankee candle. And I have to say, this is my first ever Yankee candle, and it smells great. It's the Luau Party. Yeah, it just smells great. It looks like this. I cannot wait to burn this. But I'm not sure actually if I want to burn it in this room because this room is very small. And I feel like this candle will be able to make my whole house smell good. So it might be overkill to just light it up in here. I'm not sure yet. Good. Then from my husband, I just have to show him. I got Lumiere, the Funko Pop. He's not a bobblehead. He's just a little Funko Pop. Lumiere, because I love Lumiere. And I think Lumiere is voiced by Ian McKellen in the new real life action adaptation. And I adore Ian McKellen. So he also got me, because he's the best husband on the planet, he got me this book, First Steps to Free Motion Quilting. Because like I said before, I really want to get back into quilting next year. And this is a book to help you make gorgeous quilts on your home normal sewing machine. And he also did put in here, oh, here it is. There was a piece of paper in here and I just opened it up and I saw that it was an order confirmation. And I said, you know, that's not for me. You just left it in there. And he said, no, you just have to look at it closer. It is for you. And I'm going to show you what it is. My husband got me, can you see? Yeah. Can you see this? He got me the Irish Yarn Club 2017. This club is put together by This Is Knit, which is a yarn shop in Dublin. And I saw this on Carol Feller's Instagram because she's the designer for all the patterns that come with this yarn club. And I really wanted to get it, but I couldn't afford it at the time. And I just closed the window and said to myself, you know what? It's okay. You don't need to have this. It's fine. And I told my husband that I did not buy it, and he bought it for me. And he gave it to me for Christmas. And I'm so excited because his Christmas gift will be something that will go through the whole year and make me happy all year long. So that's my husband's gift. My sister, my oldest sister, bought me a book from my wish list, which is Demystifying Bra Fitting and Construction. And I really want to get into bra making for one simple reason. I have not one single bra that fits correctly. So instead of buying things that don't really fit, I decided to make things that are perfect. And this book will help me. I looked through this book and it's amazing. It's by the founder of Orange Lingerie, and she is the indie pattern maker for bras. So this is a very exciting thing. Almost done. Then I got, of course, some beautiful cards that I'm not gonna show you because they're private. I also got from my husband. Now, where's the last piece? Okay, I think my son stole something out of here. I got the Lego Duplo Batman kit, which my son and I had this deal that I would get the Batmobile, Batman, and the Joker, and he could have all the other Duplo pieces. So what I still have in here is the Batmobile and Batman. What is missing is Joker, and I have no idea where it went. So I only have a few more things to show. My nephew, I painted a little sheepy for me, which is very sweet. And this sun thing is just awful. So this one will be put up in this room later. Just gonna put it back into its little crinkly home so it's safe. My other sister gave me this book. It's called 318 Patchwork Patterns. And it's just a collection of patchwork patterns and a patchwork ruler, both from my wish list. My mom also gave me a patchwork book. So, you know, quilting and patchwork is a huge thing for me for next year. And my mom also gave me this little hand-sewn box that opens up into a little ring holder, and she gave me this ring. And, you know, the sun is just my enemy today. Can I? Okay, this ring is made out of a piece of a map, and as you can see, it says Carrick. And this Carrick here, in this little piece of my ring, is Cardigan, which is the next bigger town where we used to live in Ireland, or where our house used to be. And it's amazing. And it's large enough to not look like a toy ring on my huge hands. So I am absolutely in love with it. And it's green. You know, green is my favorite color. So this is a very awesome gift. And then on to the last thing, I think. Nope, there's one more. It's in here. A friend of mine gave me the knitting pattern a day calendar for next year. And there are always some really nice patterns in here. So I'm looking forward to this. And another friend of mine made socks for me. And I do have sock blockers in this room. Oops. I just have to put them on blockers to show them to you because they are gorgeous. I got this in the mail on, I think, on Christmas Eve or the day before. And it was totally unexpected, and it made me really, really happy. So a friend of mine made me these socks. This pattern is called Löwenzahn Dandelion. It's and she just made it with this black yarn and these awesome colors in between. And they are from me. I love receiving socks. It's just such a great gift because socks are awesome. And these are especially beautiful. I'm so sorry about the lighting. I can't change that. So now that's it for knitting or sewing related Christmas gifts. No, it's not. I forgot this. From Leanne, my friend Leanne, also sent me this amazing Star Wars crochet box. It has a book with patterns, it has a hook, and some mini skeins of yarn to crochet up your favorite Star Wars characters. And I'm going to have my husband choose which ones he wants, and I'm going to make them for him because I actually have never ever seen a single Star Wars movie, and I don't want to. I'm not a science fiction person at all, so, but my husband loves it, and this is so cute. I really like them. So yeah, I'm gonna make some crochet toy thingies for my husband with this. Now, that's it. Whew, that was a lot, right? I know. I'm a very spoiled little brat. Now, on to Indie of the Week. I don't have an Indie of the Week. No, I have some more stuff. I still have new stuff, but these are not gifts. I bought these. The person who does Bling Your String does also dye. And she makes beautiful things. And I got 2 sock blanks. That's the first one. It looks like this. And this here is the second one. And yeah, I just got them. They were delivered on Christmas Eve, so I just opened them at night, and it was awesome. So now that's it. I still don't have an Indie of the Week because she is based in the US, and all my Indies of the Weeks so far have been based in Europe. So, reading, listening, watching. I am watching stuff, and I'm watching, of course, you know, I have to watch The Hobbits and The Lord of the Rings constantly because these are my absolute favorite movies. So I decided to take out the extended version Blu-ray box for The Hobbit. And I did watch the first movie, and then I decided that I would rather watch all the extras because in here you get, you know, your little box. There's the movie, and I'm ripping it apart. Great. And then this one here is in the DVD player. You get 2 DVDs of extras for each movie. And each extras DVD holds 5 hours of stuff. And this is so interesting because they go through the whole process of how these movies were made, and it's just super interesting. So I've been watching that. I'm on the 3rd DVD of 6. So yeah, I'm watching that right now. I have to flip over the page here. Okay. We're nearing the end. For sewing, I have one thing that I have made, and it is a dress. I decided on the day before Christmas Eve. No, I woke up at 5 in the morning and I just could not go back to sleep. So I got up and I had this awesome idea that I could make a dress for myself for Christmas Eve to wear. Because, you know, the day before Christmas, you don't have anything else to do, right? So I had that idea. I bought the pattern. And in the evening, when my husband took the boy to bed, I sat down and I made myself a dress. It took me around 3.5 hours. And I managed to finish a dress. And it is this one here. I made the Cleo dress by Tilly and the Buttons. I did change a few things because her original has a seam with top stitching down the middle, which of course I didn't do because of the gnome fabric, and I did not want to cut the gnomes in half. So I did change that. And I also made some wider hip adjustments. So, you know, I put in a little curve here, and yeah, this is it. It's my Tilly and the Buttons Cleo. I did not do the pocket up front. And this is the Cleo from the back. I did put up some pictures on Instagram because I'm not able to show this to you at all. I did get the fabric actually to make project bags for next year because I loved it so much, but I had already ordered my Christmas fabric for this year. So I did get a meter of the gnome fabric and a half meter of the corduroy. This is corduroy up here. And I just squeezed it out. I really did. There is nothing left over of the corduroy and a teeny bit of the gnome fabric that I had two friends ask for project bags. So I'm gonna make project bags with the leftover fabric, and yeah, that's what I did. Okay, now I hope you can't hear it, but my son just started crying, and I don't know why, but my husband's with him, so I'm sure it's okay. There's no cross stitch, of course. For everything else, I have a few things. So, in the beginning, when I showed you my new sweater, I said that I'm gonna talk about knit along later. So, something very exciting happened, and I really wanted to talk about it when I had a physical thing to show, which I don't. But a few months ago, like over a half year ago, I got interviewed by Debbie for an article for Spin-Off magazine, and it was about my way of spinning sweater quantities out of different braids of fiber. If you've been watching my podcast for a while, I did a bonus episode. It's bonus episode number 2, and it's somewhere in my YouTube thing, about how to split up braids, different braids of fiber, to get a consistent look for a sweater quantity. And she liked that technique so much that she decided to make an article for Spin-Off with it. And like I said, she did interview me, and the article is published now. It's in the winter 2017 issue of Spin-Off magazine. It's the one with the alpacas on the front, or llamas. I'm not sure. I think it's alpacas. And yeah, there's an article in there about this technique. And as you know, I am the founder. Not really, but as I came up with the idea for this technique, she asked me, or we decided to co-host a knit along spin along for it. And there is already a thread up in the Spin-Off magazine group, and it is called, or there is a hashtag for it, and it's combo spin sal cal, because it's a spin along and a knit along. I decided to do the knit along part because I really want to knit a sweater, and I really want to knit that sweater out of this yarn right now, so that's perfect. And I have some started spinning projects that I want to get finished first, so I'm not sure if I will be able to also spin up something for it or not, but yeah, like I said, it's co-hosted in the Spin-Off magazine group. I will open a thread in my knit along group, or in my Ravelry group for the podcast, and yeah, that's going on. And it's for the first quarter of the year. So it starts, you can start now, and it ends on March 31st. So that's going on. I also did draw for 2 winners for the 16 pairs in 2016 knit along. We had so many people enter in this knit along, and I'm really sad to see it go because it was so much fun. But yeah, I'm just blown away. We have 19 people who finished their goal of 16 pairs, and so many more people who are close or just even knit socks for the first time and started out, and it just makes me very happy. So like I said, I drew for 2 winners. I have the prizes here next to me. I had to draw 4 numbers. The first person, or the first number I drew, was someone who was a guest in the group. And I decided that if you're a guest in a group, you cannot win stuff. That's just not how it works. You have to be a member of the group to win, so sorry. The second number I drew was a post from myself. And then I was lucky. So we had 733 entries or posts in the thread. The first number, the first eligible number that came up was post number 662, and that is Crafty Nadine from the UK. And you do not give a name, but just gonna assume that your name is Nadine because it makes sense. So Crafty Nadine from the UK. You won this pattern book by Patterns. There are a lot of really nice patterns in here. And please contact me so I can get this out to you. Like, look at these beautiful cabled socks. Can you see them? So yeah, Crafty Nadine, post number 662. This is yours. And then I decided to draw for a second winner because I have this sock blank prize that I gave away 2 months ago and it was not claimed yet. So it's going to go back into the prize pool and I draw for a winner. And the winner for this is post number 64. And that's Knitting Mama 79, which is, or who is Melanie from New Jersey. So Melanie, please give me your address and I will get this out to you. It's a double knit sock blank by Vivid Yarn Studio. And it's gorgeous. So the two of you, please contact me so I can get these things shipped. And that's that. I'm also gonna leave the thread open till the end of the year. So if you are close to finishing your goal, you can enter in. I'm gonna close it on January 1st because I am working on a special prize for everyone who finished, and I'm gonna draw one overall winner out of the finishers. So that leaves me with the last thing I have to talk about, and this is, oh god, it's almost an hour. I'm so sorry. Now the last thing, I decided to have an end of year sale in my shop just because 2016 was just a shitty year all in all, and not only for me personally but also for, you know, the celebrity world. It's just an awful year and I wanted to go. So I have put up a coupon code in the shop for 16% off, and the coupon code is RIP 2016 in caps. I'm gonna show it to you. Can you see it? This here is the coupon code RIP 2016. It gives you 16% off everything that's in the shop. I am going to leave the Christmas bags in until January 1st. Then I will take them out. They will go up again next year in Christmas time. Yeah, I think that's it. I will talk to you again, I think tomorrow, because I have 2 more videos that I want to upload this year. And you know, this year is only 3 more days. So there will be a December favorites video, and I also want to make a kind of year in review for my crafting and what I want to achieve and make and do next year. So those will be 2 just me talking and not showing stuff videos. So if you don't watch those, I'm okay with it. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I hope you all have a wonderful week, wonderful few days. I hope your 2017 will be way better than 2016 because honestly, I don't think it can be worse. So yeah, I hope you enjoy everything you do. Bye.